Hey everyone, it's Jorik. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well and enjoying your day. Thank you so much for continuing your support and following me. If you're new and just found me, I talk about moving to and living in Portugal, as well as some Europe travel and travel news along the way. Today, I'm making an updated video. Early in my YouTube career, one of my first videos I did how to get around and find transportation options at Lisbon Portugal's airport. Several people have messaged going, hey, you forgot this, you forgot about that, you didn't mention this. So I'm going to make an updated one here for you that will show you, hopefully I'll have added in all the modes of transportation and where you can find them when you're traveling into Lisbon. So let's say you get off the plane, you have either just your carry-on items or you have to wait for things at baggage claim. Either way, you're going to get funneled down into the baggage claim area to get your bags. And from there, there is an area that just says arrivals, where you're going to be walking through the baggage claim to actually exit that area and get into, I'll call it the main concourse of the airport. And as you do that, as you can see here, right in front of you is usually where a lot of transfer services are holding up signs saying certain party, this is your transfer, or friends and family will be here looking to pick you up in this main area. There's kind of a ramp. You either go left or right when you're looking out at all these people, and you can either go down to the left. This video we took the right, and I'll explain why. But when you're in this main concourse area, there are three different exits, exit 1, 2, 3, and 4. And those lead out to the taxi stand, local bus lines. That's where, or if people are not waiting for you inside the concourse, if they're waiting outside in their car, they will be out in that area to be able to pick you up. So that's for local pickup, taxis as well as buses. Again, oftentimes many people are in the main concourse flagging you down. Sometimes we've had to go outside to look for the transfer company. Sometimes they hold up a sign when you walk out one of those exits. But I would say 9 out of 10 times, if you're getting a transfer service, they'll be having the sign as soon as you walk out of the arrivals area into that concourse. So that's how you find those modes of transportation. And as you can see, we took a right when we left and entered the concourse, because as you can see here, as we keep walking, there is the next set of exits. So exits 5, 6, 7, and 8. If you go out those exits, the transfer company, there may be some people that find you in the main concourse and lead you that way to get to their vehicle. But those are the main exits to get to the metro. As soon as you walk outside the door of any of those exits, you'll see a big M sign and an escalator going down, and that gets you into the airport metro stop, which allows you to get into the city center and many different places within Lisbon, depending on where you're looking to stay. So you don't have to arrange for a vehicle pickup. You don't have to get a rental car. Depending on where you're staying, the great thing about being in Lisbon for your vacation, you're able to get right from the airport into the city center area via metro if you choose to. So that's how you do that. The next video here, if you keep walking past those exits, there'll be an escalator on the right. Over here on the left, if you stay left of the escalator and work your way around, you will get to the rental car area. And so that rental car area is kind of right next to the escalators, but past the escalators. And you'll see all of the major rental car agencies there available for you to be able to pick up your rental car and go. Now, I will say, just showing you a photo of the rental car area, we got in late at night, so that's why there aren't long lines and you don't see a lot of congestion in this video. But in the rental car area, once you get your rental car, there's a kind of a door, as you're seeing at the end of the video. That's where everyone kind of walks out to get into the parking garage to find the 6th Eurocar, Hertz, Avis, the different types of rental car agencies where the cars are parked. So that is rental cars if you're coming into Lisbon. Now we'll back up a little bit We'll redo the video here, and then we'll get on the escalator. Because if you're looking to do Uber or Bolt rideshare options, you're going to want to take this escalator up, and then as you get to the top, you're going to veer and start walking to the left. And there is this main hallway there that you can take any, I think there are 3 exits to the left, as you see here, that you can walk out. And as you can see from the video, you walk across the street. There are some taxis there. There are some local buses that pick up and drop off too. But you go across the little street and enter this parking lot area. It is known as P1 if you're looking on a map or on your phone, or it may be also referred to as Kiss and Fly, 2 different names. But this is the rideshare lot. So if you're picking up and dropping off, so it's the pickup and drop off point for Uber and for Bolt, and really I don't know of other rideshare options, but as more become available in Portugal, this will be the place to pick up and drop off. So when you're returning, if you're returning through Lisbon to get back home, this is where they're going to drop you off as well. So you can almost play the video kind of in reverse to get to back into where you need to go into the airport. But very simple to get around this airport, which I think compared to some others, there's a lot of lefts and rights, and it seems like can be very difficult to understand. Here, it's very easy, I think, to be able to find all of the different options. I will say that if you're doing rideshare, generally speaking, to get into the city center, depending on time of day, a low time, it can be between 5 to 10 euros to get into the city center area. In the high time, so I'll say in the morning when there's rush hour traffic, Monday through Friday, evening rush hour traffic, let's say the 4 to 7 area, you might be spending as much as 20 euros or more to get into the city center. So that's something to factor in. You can check the different apps. Usually, whether it be Uber or Bolt, takes the same amount of time to get the driver there. It can be a very congested area. So even though you're looking and you say the driver's just outside the parking lot area, you may even be able to see the driver's car, but because of how much traffic goes in and out of there, it may take them 10 or 15 minutes to actually get into the lot to be able to pick you up or to drop you off, depending on the situation. Now, I would say too, with taxis, if you're going to be in the city center, and that's going to be where you are set up in Lisbon, so as long as you're not going to, let's say, Sintra or Cascais or some other part that's going to be more expensive, they're going to drop you off there. Generally speaking, it's 10 to 15 euros is what the charge is normally. And then if it's a rush hour, just because of the amount of frequent stops, it may be close to 20, but it really shouldn't be more than 20 euros to get you within the city center, the historic center of Lisbon, if you're taking a cab. Rental car, it's pretty easy. I would recommend getting a GPS if you're doing a rental car. If you do not have an international plan on your phone, so for instance, what I'm taking this video with, get an international plan or maybe a Euro SIM card for it, or ask for GPS to be added in, because there's lots of roundabouts, and sometimes getting out of the airport and getting in and out of different parts of Lisbon can be difficult, meaning you miss the exit because you missed the sign, you have to turn around and find an alternative route to get around. So getting GPS and making sure you have it on your phone or in the car, I think is very smart. And also maybe the best way to get into the city center is the metro. So those exits 5, 6, 7, and 8 get you right outside to go down the escalator into the metro. For as little as 3 euros, you can be into the city center area, and you can put a certain dollar amount on a card if you choose to, depending on what type of travel and how often you would use the metro. But that's certainly the most economical way to get around. And I would say that metro stops within Lisbon are at enough historic areas that takes care of much of the city center. Unfortunately, it doesn't get you to Belém and some other places that you may want to see for some history or some of the top destinations, but it's still very economical. Timetables they run very smoothly, they run on time, as long as there isn't a strike. If there's a strike, then everything I said, even though it's more economical, you're going to want to do an Uber, Bolt, or taxi to get around, or on your feet once you get dropped off someplace. So that is my updated video on finding transportation options and how to at Lisbon Portugal Airport. So again, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for continuing to watch, and enjoy your travels.